And now to the explosion of cases across the country, the toll rising in so many cities, and healthcare and emergency workers on the front lines fearing for their own health and safety as they work to keep so many Americans safe, with coming weeks likely to test the American healthcare system in a way unlike any time before. ABC's chief national correspondent Matt Gutman now with the latest on the growing wave.
Tonight, as cities across the country turn convention centers into hospitals, beaches into isolation parks, new anecdotes of the virus spreading explosively, like, quote, a bomb. In Washington state, a choir practice on March 10th would turn deadly. The 60 people there saying they practiced social distancing and used hand sanitizer.
I heard from 20 people probably within a day or two that they were all getting sick also.
In fact, 45 members are now either COVID positive or have symptoms. 3 have been hospitalized. 2 are now dead. Health authorities tracing an outbreak of 24 family members in rural Georgia to a funeral that occurred before social distancing warnings went out.
Have you seen people who you can't fix?
Very much so. It breaks my heart. It really does. My cousin is a hospice nurse, so she's used to this, but I'm not used to this amount of death. And it wears you down.
Nurse Carly Rice has been treating Ola Mae Franklin in the ICU for over a week now. But with her family members prohibited from entering the ICU for fear of contamination, she did the next best thing. She put them on FaceTime to say goodbye.
And I gowned up, and I went in there, and I prepared them for the worst that they'll ever see their family member. It's so hard to sit there and hold your patient's hand while their family members are sitting there telling them they love them, and it's not goodbye, it's see you later.
On the other end of the line, Franklin's granddaughter, Vanessa Tove.
It was just an amazing connection, although it was just FaceTime. Nurse Carly grabbed Grandma's hand, and Grandma started to squeeze her hand. I started to say, well, I love you, I miss you. Nurse Carly is amazing. The world needs tons of Nurse Carlys.
Tonight, hospitals are nearing peak capacity and healthcare workers are falling sick in increasing numbers. 12 testing positive at one hospital in Oregon. Nurse Irene Hunt works nearby.
And I just really need this to be over, and I need PPEs so that I can protect my family.
Respiratory therapist Casey Parr told colleagues in a group chat he's facing his own mortality.
I'm 35 years old, and for the first time in my life, I've considered whether or not I need to write a will.
In New Jersey, ICU nurse Michael Korodak is telling us about a son FaceTiming with his father moments after he died.
And it was hard. He just said, Poppy, please don't leave me alone in this world.
Korodak is offering a chilling warning.
Once your doctors and nurses die, you don't stand a chance. If we die, you die. And that is the truth.
In New York, Staten Island paramedic Jack Chapman is fielding the surge of 911 calls for COVID cases.
Yes. In recent days, the call volume has surpassed the highest numbers it's ever been. The call volume now is higher than it was after 9/11.
ABC's Eva Pilgrim spent the day with an EMS crew in hard-hit Queens responding to those calls, many afraid of infecting their own families at home.
We have dozens and dozens of members who are sleeping in their cars because they don't want to bring it to their families.
But also in New York, some much-needed relief for emergency workers on the front lines. Ambulances from around the country began arriving to provide additional support. Mayor Bill de Blasio saying 250 of them and 500 EMTs are heading to the city, courtesy of FEMA.
When I heard about this is actually a real thing, that people would come from around the country and help us out with ambulances, I almost didn't believe it. Just believe it.
And tonight, that mass quarantine ramping up in Los Angeles, people moving into these RVs.
Los Angeles, of course, will be the new New York in the way that New York is the new Italy. Last week, we had one day with a 52% increase, so you just can't count them yet. So we're looking at probably sometime 3-4 weeks from now of hitting a place where if the calculations prove we will have fewer beds than we have patients.
For LA Mayor Eric Garcetti fighting to boost testing and limit the virus, this is very personal. One of his own daughters is a nurse.
Hold it. So as a father of a nurse and as the mayor of the city, I mean, how concerned are you about your own daughter at this point?
This is a personal disease for all of us. We're going to know people who get afflicted. We're going to know people that are on the front line, and we're going to know people who die. We have to ready ourselves for what this means. This could double the number of people that die in a city like Los Angeles in a given year. This will be very personal to us. It's not just statistics. There's soon going to be stories, and they're all going to hit home.
And Matt Gutman joins us now live from Los Angeles at a hospital there. Matt, more than 8,000 cases now in California, which was one of the first states to go into lockdown. We heard your conversation there with the mayor. What's his biggest concern right now?
Lindsay, we are in an era of scarcity. He is concerned that the number of patients will outstrip the number of hospital beds. He's concerned about shortages in PPE, shortages in doctors and nurses, and time, of course, is running out. Obviously, this is personal to him because his daughter is on the front lines. He wants her and the rest of the medical personnel to be protected. But one of the things he's also talking about is the fact that the competition to get PPE, he says, is uncoordinated and essentially crazy, that everybody is scrapping for the same pie. He would like to see greater federal coordination to make sure that everybody can get what they need, Lindsay.
Right, because essentially right now it seems like there's a bidding war between states. But Matt, it's not just the healthcare and emergency workers on the front lines. Others, like grocery store workers and package delivery people, are also questioning as they go to work, how do I protect myself from this virus?
And they're starting to strike, Lindsay. I mean, we're seeing walkouts at Whole Foods, Instacart, other places. They are concerned. You're seeing those plexiglass, people honking, those plexiglass dividers at many supermarkets trying to protect workers, but they're concerned, is that enough? And that's one of the reasons here in LA just about an hour ago, they designated grocery workers, truckers, etc., to be critical essential personnel. Lindsay.
Matt Gutman, thank you again for your reporting tonight.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.